Once serene hills and ancient forests now burn with an unforgiving red glow. What once stood as symbols of faith, history, and resilience have turned into battlegrounds between survival and a force of nature out of control. In a matter of days, Israel has been swept into its worst wildfire crisis in years. From the Jerusalem corridor to the Carmel Mountains, flames have consumed everything in their path: homes, farmland, forests, even hopes for tomorrow. Thick smoke has darkened the skies, hiding the sun and casting an eerie shadow over cities and countryside alike. Over 60 wildfires have erupted across the country. More than 5,000 people have been forced to flee, many with only minutes to gather what they could. Others didn't even have that chance.
Son dos casas, ¿verdad? Tres casas en estos momentos incendiadas. Vamos a preguntar en la colonia porque estamos aquí en el barranco.
They left behind homes, cherished memories, family heirlooms, uncertain if they would ever return. Amid smoke-filled neighborhoods, firefighters and emergency crews are engaged in a relentless battle. Hundreds of heroes are working around the clock, pushing beyond exhaustion to contain a fire that refuses to be tamed.
Traveling back from vacation, and fire on 580. I was headed home. Pretty big fire, the corral fire, coral fire.
Wildfire, Bell Canyon, California, on the Rocketdyne property.
طب شو جاب النار تحت؟ هذا بلشت بالعيسوية وطلعت فوق. بلشت هاي بالعيسوية وطلعت النار فوق. هذا عند المدرج.
Aircraft thunder above, releasing water and fire retardant. Helicopters dive low, weaving through plumes of smoke. On the ground, fire trucks roar down narrow roads, hoses stretched thin, their crews locked in a race against time. But the fire is faster, fueled by record-breaking heat, dry winds, and a landscape parched from relentless drought. The fires grow with terrifying speed. A single spark can become a wall of flame in seconds. Zion, and villages near the Jerusalem hills, residents watch helplessly as decades of life are reduced to ash. Centuries-old trees collapse into scorched earth. Wildlife has either fled or fallen to the blaze.
Okay, well, Murray can take it at least as far as he can. We can come up to the gate and line.
Ya, Antonella, tranquila. Agarró con cuática.
Hospitals and shelters are overwhelmed. Children, the elderly, and the injured fill overcrowded rooms. Schools have shut their doors. Businesses stand silent. Entire communities have vanished beneath the smoke. But this disaster did not come from nowhere. Experts have warned us for years. This is climate change in action. Longer, hotter summers, scarcer rainfall, unpredictable winds, rising global temperatures, the balance of nature broken.
Cano! Gel böyle ya. Gel birader.
Add to that underfunded forest management, inadequate fire breaks, and the growing sprawl of urban life into natural spaces. And we have a recipe for catastrophe. Some fires may have been sparked by carelessness, a forgotten campfire, a tossed cigarette. But the scale of devastation is the product of something much bigger.
Yeah, this is fucked up. We're gonna lose this. We're gonna lose this.
A crisis we've refused to face. And now, we are paying the cost. As authorities scramble for answers, the smoke carries with it a wave of questions. Why weren't we better prepared? Did we invest enough in prevention? Could this have been avoided? The pain of this moment deepens with the knowledge that it may not be the last. If the planet continues to warm, if our forests continue to dry, this nightmare could repeat, not just in Israel, but across the globe. darkest hour, sparks of hope still burn. In the firefighter who collapses from exhaustion, then rises again to defend a stranger's home. In volunteers offering food, water, and shelter to those who've lost everything. In doctors who treat the wounded while comforting their terrified families.
ساعت 8:30 دقیقه 20:30 دقیقه.
We see hope in unity, in compassion, in resilience. This is more than a wildfire. It's a warning, a human story, a moment of reckoning, a call to every one of us, Israelis, neighbors, and global citizens, to rethink, to rebuild, and to rise with a new awareness of our shared and fragile world. Because if we do not act now, if we do not invest in prevention, sustainability, and real climate solutions, these fires will return, more powerful, more destructive, unstoppable. And next time, we may not be so fortunate.